Sunless, born on the night of a solar eclipse, raised in the shadows of the outskirts, a child that should have been forgotten. But fate had other plans. Orphaned young, he clung to survival.
A nobody, a poor, crippled orphan struggling to survive in the outskirts of the city, invisible to the world, in a society where power determined everything.
This is Sunny. Sunny is a professional loser living in a basement. One day, the nightmare spell decides he's had enough of having a pulse and teleports him to a mountain that is basically a frozen middle finger. For his heroism, the spell gives him a magical item. Is it a legendary sword? No. It's a bell. A bell he can't even ring because it will alert the mountain-sized bird that wants to eat him.
His aspect was Temple Slave, and the description basically told him that he had no skills or abilities whatsoever. He also gets an attribute named Faded, and that will come into play later, so just remember that. Sunny was offered water from one of these slavers. This person turns out to be Oro. Remember that for later. These slaves eventually make their way up to a mountain and have to set up camp. They start a bonfire and have a discussion about some poisonous berries nearby. While they were talking, something absolutely massive comes crashing down from above. The Mountain King kept on killing slaves and made more and more different little baby monsters. Luckily, Oro of the Nine was able to take them all down. So while Oro was distracting the Mountain King, Sunny quickly ran and tried to help the other slaves out. And with all his might, he was able to push the wagon off the cliff, bringing the Mountain King down with it. The others continued up the mountain until they eventually found another small road. It's here that they noticed that Shifty's body was now gone. Realizing what this meant, the three of them knew that they had to come up with a new plan to stop the Mountain King, and Scholar was the one who proposed it. He wanted Hero to cut Sunny down and leave him to bleed out and act as bait. Hero thought about it for a second and started wondering, why does it have to be Sunny? Why not Scholar, since he's closer to the grave? So Oro brutally broke both of his legs and then left him to die. The two then continued up the mountain path. They finally found another shelter to take place in for the night. Are you asleep? Why? Are you waiting for me to fall asleep before you kill me? Or will you do it in the morning? Yes, I thought that if I do it when you sleep, you won't have to suffer.
You people, look at you, planning to kill me and still insisting on having a good excuse. How very convenient. I really hate hypocrites like you the most. Why don't you be honest for once? Don't give me that crap. Just say it. I'm gonna kill you because it's easy. I'm gonna kill you because I want to survive.
Wide eyes and a pale face, he turned to Sunny. Was that thief right? Did you put the curse of the Shadow God on us? Sunny sighed. I wish that I had the ability to throw divine curses around, but no. To tell you the truth, I don't have any abilities at all. Then, how? The young slave shrugged. That's why I poisoned you all.
They know I'm a big boss, got a big boss in this bitch. They know I'm a big talk.
You know, when I just came here, I was ready to die. After all, in this whole world, 2 worlds actually, there's not a single soul who cares whether I live or die. When I'm gone, no one will be sad. No one will even remember that I existed. But then, I changed my mind. Somewhere along the way, I decided to survive. I must survive no matter what. to spite you all.
Oro was not a mundane human like the others. Instead, he was an awakened human who has a soul core unlocked. So Oro was left relatively unfazed. Sunny summons his memory, Silver Bell, and gives it a ring. Oro keeps asking why he did that, not realizing that Sunny wasn't looking at Oro at all anymore. Sunny didn't hesitate. He used Oro as a distraction and started running up the mountain. He made it to the very top where he found a ruined temple.
Bloody foam flew from his mouth and fell on the altar. However, the black marble soon absorbed it. A second later, it was as pristine as it was before. The tyrant was just about to reach Sunny. It was already stretching its hands to grab him. But at the last second, suddenly, the voice of the spell resounded in the dark temple. You have offered yourself as a sacrifice to the gods. The gods are dead and cannot hear you. Your soul bears the mark of divinity. You are a temple slave. Shadow God stirs in his eternal slumber. He sends a blessing from beyond the grave. Child of shadows, receive your blessing. Shadows crowding the great hall suddenly moved as though coming alive. Tentacles of darkness surged forward, entangling Mountain King's arms and legs. The mighty tyrant struggled, trying to get free. But how could it resist the power of a god? The shadows dragged Mountain King back, pulling in different directions. Just like that, the horrible creature was dead. You have slain an awakened tyrant, Mountain King. Wake up, Sunless. Your nightmare is over. Prepare for appraisal. A nameless slave ascended the Black Mountain. Both heroes and monsters fell by his hand. Unbroken, he entered the ruined temple of a long-forgotten god and spilled his blood on the sacred altar. The gods were dead, and yet they listened. Glorious, your treachery truly knows no bounds. Dreamer Sunless, you have been bestowed a true name, lost from light. Sunny already knew that he was in for a wild ride. All of these excited youths, regardless of their clothes, gender, and looks, wanted to do one thing: talk. Sunny moaned, disturbed and fearful. I'm doomed. Then, with a bit of grim determination, he gritted his teeth and slowly exhaled. Just think about it as a continuation of your trial. He might have underestimated how scary teenagers can be. In half an hour, pretty much everyone in the room hated his guts. The conversations went something like this.
Look at all these young people. How many do you think will return from the dream realm?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that a pompous fool like you will die first. Or,
I even received an armor-type memory in my nightmare. It's an enchanted robe. Would you like to see?
actually, I would prefer to see you without a robe. Or,
Then those lowlifes began to rob the bodies. It was disgusting. They even took their shoes. What kind of degenerate would take a dead man's shoes?
I once killed a man and took his boots. They were nice boots.
What? You killed someone just for a pair of boots?
Of course not. There were other reasons. I also took his cloak. Once again, an outcast, Sunny was eventually left alone. Unperturbed, he found a quiet corner and stood there, glad that no one wanted to talk to him anymore. Sunny didn't forget what his main goal was, to make sure that no one ever finds out his true name. To achieve that, he had to create an impression that he was the most pathetic, weak person in this whole building. A few minutes later, he had taken his usual seat near Cassia, the blind girl. Despite their compulsory closeness, they had not talked to each other even once. Sunny did not see a reason for anything to change today. However, as soon as he took the first sip of coffee, Cassia suddenly turned her head and stared at him with her beautiful, blind blue eyes. What? Cassia was silent as though hesitating if she should reply, and then suddenly said, "Happy birthday." "What?" Sunny frowned, trying to comprehend the meaning behind her words. Then a flash of surprise appeared on his face. "Oh, right. It's my birthday today." He had completely forgotten about it. He was turning 17 today. Wait, how did she know about this? Sunny gave the blind girl a strange look, opened his mouth, and then decided to let the issue go. She was just too creepy. "Ah, thanks." With a nod, Cassia turned away and seemingly lost interest in having a conversation once again, which was for the better. Here lies those who extinguish the sun, dreamers of the dark city. On this forgotten shore only steel remembers.
Your flaw is the most debilitating one I have ever seen or heard of. You are right. Without help from someone like Neff, it would have been a certain death sentence. And people like her, well, I'm not even sure that someone else like that exists. But that also means that the other side of the flaw, your power, is equally as extraordinary. You just haven't found the way to grasp it yet. When you do, believe me, you'll remember this conversation and feel very embarrassed about how naive and foolish you were.
Day, it's a crimson coral labyrinth that has a bunch of monsters roaming inside of it. But by night, the labyrinth gets overtaken by dark water. And in that water are some insanely strong monsters. Sunny gets dropped right into this place. And just to give you a sense of how absolutely dangerous this place is, it's labeled a death zone in the dream realm. And this is where the average monsters are, and this is where the average humans are when it comes to strength. Now, Sunny isn't alone in the Forgotten Shores. He actually has a trio with Nephis and Cassie. Cassie is this blind seer who has crazy dreams all throughout the Forgotten Shores. Her whole reason for existing is just to point them in the right direction and then just get carried by them. And Nephis is an orphan daughter of one of the most popular families in the entire world, although she doesn't have very many abilities. All she has is flames that burn, flames that heal, is an insane swordsman, is a divine aspect holder, has one of the strongest wills in the verse, and of course is super attractive and also super nonchalant. While they're on this hunt to find the gateway, they run into some absolutely ridiculous situations. That leads me to Carapace Scavenger. It's this 2.5 meter tall, weird looking demonic crab creature. And no one at their level should be able to take one down, but they were actually able to take out dozens of them all across the Forgotten Shores. And this trio just kept on traversing the Forgotten Shores until Cassie told them where to go. In a vision of hers, it said to go west, so that's exactly where they went.
Cassia sighed and tentatively nodded. After a long pause, she finally found the courage to speak. At first, I saw a boundless darkness locked behind 7 seals. Something vast was churning in the darkness. I felt like if I directly saw it, I would lose my mind. As I watched, terrified, the seals broke one after another until only one remained, and then that seal broke too. She trembled a little. After that, I don't know. It was as though my mind shattered into 1,000 shards. I saw the human castle again. Only this time it was at night. There was a lonely star burning in the black skies, and under its light, the castle was suddenly consumed by fire, with rivers of blood flowing down its halls. I saw a corpse in a golden armor sitting on a throne, a woman with a bronze spear drowning in a tide of monsters, an archer trying to pierce the falling sky with his arrows. Finally, she looked up, her face full of horror. In the end, I saw a colossal, terrifying crimson spire. At its base, 7 severed heads were guarding 7 locks, and at the top, a dying angel was being consumed by hungry shadows. When I saw the angel bleed, I suddenly felt as though something so precious that it can't be described with words was taken from me. Her voice became quieter. Then, I felt so much sorrow, pain, and rage that what little remained of my sanity seemed to disappear. That was when I woke up, I think.
One day, I will become powerful enough to destroy that tree, these monsters, and anyone else who would dare to stand in my way. One day, I will become powerful enough to never be afraid again of anyone or anything. Instead, all of them will fear me.
Why are you smiling? Sunny gave her a mischievous wink and shrugged. Look behind you. Behind her, a dark expanse of land was rising above the slope of the colossal crater. It looked ancient, but still impenetrable. They had made it. They had found the human castle.
has done many despicable things, but I won't judge him for those. Who knows if any of us would have done any better? Keeping 1,000 hopeless people alive in this hell is the kind of task that can turn a saint into a demon. No. There is only one crime he committed that I can never forgive. It's that he gave up.
My goal? Isn't it obvious? I'm trying to help these people. What else? Sunny sighed. Then, turning his face away, he asked, "Hey, have I ever told you about my sister?" Nephis blinked. "No. Why bring this up all of the sudden?" He smiled wistfully. "I just was reminded of her recently, so I thought I'd share. You see, our parents died when we were little. She got adopted, but I ended up on the streets. Life wasn't really sweet for me. In fact, it was nothing but unsavory and bitter. So, young as I was, I simply imagined that it was the same for her. That's why I got obsessed with the idea of finding her. I had this fantasy in my head, you know, of saving and protecting her, becoming a family again." Sunny grimaced. Nephis hesitated for a few moments, then asked in a quiet voice, "So what happened? Did you meet your sister?" Out there on that dark and rainy night, while Sunny was standing in the shadows, something in his heart was extinguished forever. Shaking off the unpleasant memories, Sunny pretended to be carefree and shrugged. I turned around and went away. Do you know why? Because even a cretin like me was able to realize that the person he wanted to save didn't need his saving. So please tell me, Neff, why is it that you, with all your intelligence and clarity, can't seem to do the same? Are you implying that I lied about my intention to help these people? If so, you are wrong. He was too exhausted, hurting, and shaken to keep playing this game with Neff.
Fuck you, Neff. What? I said, go fuck yourself with that bullshit, Saint Nephis. You might have fooled everyone else, but I know you. I know you better than anyone else. So I don't buy your whole savior act, even for a second. Help these people? Please. What are you going to help them with? Help them turn into corpses? You and I both know how this ends. Cassie already told us. Fire and rivers of blood. Is that what you're planning? Fine. You got me. What? Was I supposed to deny it? Why should I?
You are the one who is obsessed with lies, Sunny, not me. You somehow always manage to keep your real thoughts, desires, and reasons hidden. I've never seen anyone so adept at deception. Congratulations, Sunny. The mind games you played with us were almost as devious as the mental hex of the Soul Devourer. It was nothing short of inspiring. You can even easily turn truths into lies. How brilliant. I never even knew that such a thing was possible. Silly me. I didn't know a lot of things before I met you. So you see, while you were learning how to use a sword from me, I was learning how to use people from you. So please, Sunny, accept my sincere gratitude.
I killed them. I killed them all. They're dead. Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too. They're like animals.
I will destroy the spell because I want to. For I am Changing Star, Star of Ruin.
Yeah, Neff. I'm done. With that, he slowly turned around and took a step forward. Left behind, Nephis frowned. Where are you going? Come back here. He waved a hand and said in a suppressed tone, refusing to turn his head. Sorry, I have an errand to run. We'll talk some other time. Her frown deepened. Looking at his back, Changing Star gritted her teeth and called, I said come back, Sunny. This conversation isn't over. Come back here right now. But there was no answer.
Oh, of course, Lord Sunless. What is your true name, then? Sunny stared at him, the smile frozen on his face. Think, how do you get out of this? But there was no way out, at least none that he could see. He was caught. The familiar pressure appeared in his mind. Slowly, Sunny became deathly pale. Pepper was still grinning, waiting for the answer. The pressure was replaced by a blinding pain, sending a tremble running through Sunny's body. Why? Why did he have to ask that question? But it was too late. What happened couldn't be changed. Sunny leaped forward, picked up the crude iron knife, and stabbed it through the poor young man's heart.
Don't look at me. Please don't look at me. Finally, Harper's terrified, accusing eyes grew still and lightless. Sunny could feel the beating of his heart stop. Oh, God.
You have slain Dreamer Harper.
I killed him. I just killed a real human. Too much. Oh, this is too much. All of this was too much for him. Why did he have to go through all of this? The slave caravan, the forgotten shore, Changing Star, and now Harper. What sin had he committed to have to go through this nightmare? Bullshit. He deserved it. Sunny gritted his teeth and forced himself to concentrate on that thought. Why do you even feel guilty? The bastard was going to sell you out to Gunlock. He knew that he was helping to kill you. And not just you alone, Neff too, and Cassie. But no matter how hard he tried to convince himself that he had the right to kill Harper, deep down he could not accept it. There were a million ways to deal with the timid, pitiful spy. No, there was another reason. Come on now. There's no one else here. Why don't you be honest with yourself for once? Just admit it. Don't you dare become a hypocrite. Sonny grimaced and ground his teeth against each other. Say it. I killed him because I wanted to survive. I killed him because it was easy. And just like that, he suddenly felt better.
Some time later, Sonny was walking through the ruins, Harper's dead body weighing on his shoulder. Hesitated for a few moments and threw the corpse inside. Harper's gaunt body rolled down the rocks and disappeared. It was time to go back. Sonny turned around and stared at the distant silhouette of the tall hill. Looking at the white marble walls of the castle, Sonny could see his future vividly, watching helplessly as Changing Star builds here, section, helping her defend herself from Gunlog, going on hunts, being invisible once he comes back, afraid to get close to anyone lest the same thing that happened to Harper repeats itself, up until the moment everything ends in bloodshed and terror. Castor was there too, waiting to use his leverage over Sonny to make him his obedient minion. Sonny wasn't deceived by the amiable personality of the handsome legacy. He knew that nothing good was going to come of accepting his help. After remaining motionless for a long time, Sonny quietly sighed, turned his back to it, and slowly walked into the darkness.